you?
Me? I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. You a dude that don't know what dude he is.
Or are you a dude who has no idea what dude he is and claims to know what dude he is by playing other dudes?
I know what dude I am.
You're scared.
I ain't scared. Scared of what?
We're scared of who?
Scared of who?
Come on, guys, we really need to go.
Scared of you.
Crack these boys. Hello and welcome to Two Guys and a Few Good Men. I am TJ Washuk.
And I'm Garrett Loper.
And this is Movie Lowdown for the week of July 22nd, 2019.
Guys, we got some exciting news. It finally rained here in Arizona for 10 minutes? Maybe 15.
Give or take, and there's a little bit of wind.
Yeah, I mean,
dust.
for at least 15 minutes it rained. So, it's that being said, it's still hot as
Yeah, so don't forget, stay hydrated.
It's the summer of hydration. That's why we're drinking energy drinks, so we can be less hydrated, so we can hydrate more to get hydrated again.
We're that committed.
We are. So, that being said, let's get right into the news. Alrighty, so
what a bit this week.
and a lot of it's Disney Marvel news. Excuse
Yeah.
my hat, I'm just like trying it in different angles to see how bad I can look. So first up, we've got Spider-Man hits that 1 billion.
Yeah.
And we didn't think it was going to happen because we're idiots and we don't bother checking our sources. So egg on our face,
Yes.
like always. But this is a kind of a big thing because this happened before Aladdin hit 1 billion.
Yeah.
Which I figured Aladdin would hit.
Was, what, 2 weeks ahead? Maybe more,
I
actually.
think a month.
A month ahead?
Yeah. So, wow, super cool that Spider-Man did that. Normally, you don't see that happen. You see Aladdin hitting it first.
Exactly.
So,
Especially a big name like that. But Spider-Man's big too, you know?
Oh,
It
yeah.
just shows how big Spider-Man is and how
Oh,
many people
yeah.
are psyched to see this movie.
but
Doesn't that mean that Sony gets the rights still?
Yeah,
Or?
no. Marvel continues to get the rights to it.
Okay, I was kind of confused by the whole
So
situation.
if they didn't make 1 billion, then it would go back to Sony and it would
Okay.
no longer be part of Marvel's cinematic universe, I guess.
Okay.
Which brings
That was
us
like
to
in their
a couple
contract or
stories.
something?
Yeah. And then also, just a quick little news, they did confirm that Thor 4 is going to be coming out in 2021, I believe. Either way,
It comes out before Guardians.
yeah, and it's going to actually be
On the timeline and in real life.
So it's going to be a precursor to Guardians, which we'll probably see some stuff happen with.
there
Chris
has to
Hemsworth.
be Guardians in it.
Oh yeah.
Because he ends with him on the ship. Unless, I guess they're just going to not mention that.
Well, he can also travel through his. Remember, he can use his. He can travel through
Yeah.
the Bifrost. So maybe he figures out there needs to be a queen or there needs to be a new Thor, and he gives the power to her. I don't know. We'll see with that happening. But also in Disney, one of the big things that with that hitting 1 billion, it actually puts Disney's Marvel section for this year
Yeah.
at 4 billion.
That's
Between the 2 billion that was Endgame,
Mhm.
Captain Marvel got 1 billion, and now
It's like the Billion Club, they get rings now.
yeah, chocolate rings. So yeah, it's pretty big for Marvel, and they're doing really good, and that's Disney too.
Well,
But
they're good for Disney.
yeah, and I think that being said, it puts Disney at 7
billion for the year.
Just open up your own freaking theater, man.
Yeah. So also to mention on this, Lion King is the highest grossing PG movie of all time now. It beat out opening numbers for Harry Potter, even though that was PG-13.
Yep.
And all the other PG movies, you know, that's crazy.
Did it say it was the 9th of all time?
the
Did it
9th
hit that?
highest movie of all time, opening weekend.
Which is frustrating because I've heard a lot of, I follow a lot of people on YouTube
Yeah.
that do movie reviews and do movie
That
news.
just means that Disney's gonna make more of these movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't like it that are big film critics.
Yeah.
And they said, it was a tough pill to swallow to have them keep re-releasing these products. And it's frustrating. And I actually get that because I think we've talked about this every week.
Rehashes.
We don't
reboots.
They're being annoying at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, we'll kind of give up on our Marvel news for the week because I feel like we talk about it way too much, and I feel like
I don't know if everybody likes Marvel movies.
Exactly. So, but one big story this week was I'm pulling it up right now because I am terrible.
It's okay.
Netflix's market value drops $26 billion in a week. Founders' net worth falls in tandem.
Oh wow.
So, and somebody actually pulled something from an article I'm going to quote here. The downturn comes during an otherwise positive year. Shares had risen 35% between January 1st and February 17th. On that day, Netflix published its quarterly results, which showed a decline in 126,000 U.S. Subscribers.
Yeah, we said 130 last year.
Yeah, compared to with a expected gain of 300,000. Globally, it added 2.7 million subscribers, but was a far short of its forecast of 5 million.
They were supposed to hit 5 million, but
they only hit 2.7.
2.7.
And the craziest part of this is they said, still the streaming service said it is expected to add 7 million subscribers during the third quarter. How are you going to add 7 million when you can't even hit 3?
Yeah.
So...
Plus, who's buying Netflix that doesn't have Netflix yet?
Well, in the globally one they announced in
I can
India,
see it, not in
only,
the US.
Yeah,
not in the US.
Yeah, but I guess in India they're gonna have more cheaper products. It says about in USA it'll be about $723 for their one device. If they use 2 devices, it's gonna be $940, and if they want to use 4 devices, it's $1158, which is huge for them.
That's the thing about India. Is recently, I think it was last year, they started getting access to smartphones and stuff
exactly,
like that.
That's what it says.
Internet and Wi-Fi and all that. So they're on the internet now, and we kind of see with the whole PewDiePie thing kind of off topic.
Yeah.
And the Indian controversy that happened.
Yeah. And then for you that don't know, it's just basically
the highest subscriber was PewDiePie.
Yeah.
And now it is a Indian media company. Because India is huge and they have a huge population.
So what I think is that they're really banking on India globally.
For all different companies. All different markets.
Yeah.
Not even just the
but in the US alone, it with the price hike that they just gave in.
Yeah.
And
give us a price decline.
Yeah, and I honestly think that if they stop doing that, increasing the price, it would help significantly to get the subscriber count back up. Lower income would be going after it. Middle class would go for it more. I feel like that's where they're starting to dump off of.
Yeah.
So Netflix, we've talked about you 2 weeks in a row. Are you going to be the next Movie Pass? Please, because we would love to shit on somebody soon. We haven't been able to with Movie Pass. Where did you go? We've got a special spot for you, Movie Pass. It's right there. Don't make it Netflix next.
Oh God, the next red company.
Speaking of golden shit of the week, our next news is the Sonic movie was delayed another month. This came out of nowhere. This came out right on there.
Randomly too.
Yeah. So I was browsing through our movies, which that's usually where I go. And the crazy part about it was it all of a sudden just showed up on their Twitter page.
They didn't mention anything about it.
Didn't mention anything. All of a sudden it was just on their Twitter page, and maybe who knows? No one's really following this movie right now, so maybe it was. It's been on there for a couple of days and no one noticed.
We did last week. We didn't mention that, but the director, or one of the production guys maybe, he said that the fans will like the new change for Sonic. Mm-hmm. That's the only news that has come out since then.
And I'm really excited. We're getting to that point of the year where they're going to have to drop another trailer soon, especially if it
comes out in March. It was supposed to come out on Valentine's Day.
Yes. Which would have been a really shitty gift to give to your significant other.
I don't know. Tyler wanted to go to that. He said that would be a great movie date.
But that leading into it too, I think that this is really good news for them because of the cats. Out, and the backlash that they've been getting and the memes that have been popping up through that have been crazy. If you like memes, check out our page.
I think just as good as the Sonic ones were.
Oh yeah, easily. So. But that's very interesting. Really excited to see what they do with this Sonic film. It looks really good otherwise.
Yeah.
I had no problem. I think we talked about it with Robotnik. I thought he was funny and campy, and He's not fat, but whatever. It's Jim Carrey.
We'll get there. Yeah.
Exactly. And last up, we've got Dune, one of your fun movies that you're expecting. Is coming out, or just finished up filming. So, which was surprising because
I didn't think it'd be done so fast.
It was done very fast, and I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of CG in this movie. That's why it was done so fast, because they probably got initial filming done, and now the rest of this time is going to be putting the CG into it. So, interesting on that part. But that being said, we can actually get into our most recent and my favorite section.
Good idea, bad idea.
It's time for another good idea, bad idea.
All right, so this week we got Joe Maggio.
I think it's
actually came out and said that he would like to play Kraven the Hunter.
And it's been rumored that he's going to be in the next Spider-Man film, either as a side movie, kind of like Venom and Morbius, or he's going to be in Spider-Man 3.
And what's funny is that he was in the first Spider-Man.
Was he really?
He was Flash.
Flash Thompson? Was he really?
Yeah.
He was that young?
Yeah.
Oh wow. He looks a lot older now.
He played the bully, Flash Thompson, in the movie, and I think that would be a really cool homecoming for him, which, in my opinion, good idea.
Yeah, he could play the role.
He's gotten a lot bigger too. I mean, he was like pretty muscular back then, but he's like
he's a lot.
He's huge, and we got to see him play a part in playing Dead. Not Deadshot. What's the guy that was at the end of Batman vs Superman?
He's in Batman vs Superman
with the Wade, the mask.
He's in Justice League.
Deathstroke.
He's in Justice League
As Deathstroke.
Mr. Wilson. Yeah, it's Deathstroke. Oh,
Deathstroke. So we got to see him do that part. He looks like he could.
Yeah,
play.
he was good in that.
I mean, it was only a few seconds, but I think that he could play that perfectly fine. So, like we said, good idea on that.
He said it in a podcast or something like that.
Okay.
But definitely want to see.
From Podcastville.
Hello, Joey. Definitely want to see him in a Kraven movie. Awesome to see that they had Mysterio in this, and then also they're gonna have Kraven, so they're finally bringing out more Spider-Man villains.
Yep.
Instead of doing Doc Ock for the 100th time, and Kingpin and Rhino.
Yeah.
At least give some more variety to their villains.
So exciting news on that part. Love to see him do it. Good idea on our part. Next up, we got Andy Serkis is in talks to direct Venom 2.
Yeah, this came as a surprise because he's only directed 3 films. One of them being the Mogwai Netflix movie. Mogwai. Why did I say that? Mowgli Netflix movie that I didn't watch it, and it had a lot of stars in, like Christian Bale and stuff, but that came out like a year after or 2 years after the Disney's Jungle Book live action.
There was a lot of CGI in it,
There was
which
crap ton.
I feel like he's always been really good at, and whether playing it or putting it together.
Yeah, he's really good at playing it.
Yeah.
You know that. He did Smeagol. He's in quite a few movies.
Quite a few movies.
He's in Black Panther.
So, in my honest opinion, I wish we had a middle button because
I don't know.
Partially, I will say it's a good idea.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
But at the same time, I'm kind of like, so we'll call that.
I'm rather an experienced director on the film because the director that directed the first Venom stepped down for some reason, and now they're trying to find a new director.
Yes. But Andy Serkis, like I said, I'm gonna give it a maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay idea.
Okay. Yeah.
And then last up, we've got one that I'm personally happy about. If you saw our favorite movies of the year so far,
Yes.
Booksmart is going to be coming back to, I believe it was
Select theaters.
It was Regal. I want to say.
Regal and Harkins.
Yes.
If you're in Arizona.
So we talked about this movie not really getting a lot of headway in the box office, and I think this is an extremely good idea to bring it back because it was a movie that was really good.
Marvel get re-releases. Why can't smaller theaters or smaller movies?
Exactly.
And I guess they have room for it in the box office, you know, to slide it in somewhere.
It feels like this has been a lackluster summer.
I would say so.
Because there hasn't, like, other than like the Disney movies, there hasn't been the other big movies.
The next one coming up is Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
That's the biggest action movie that's come out. But normally there's quite a few action movies, right?
And I know that they released John Wick 2 a little earlier this year.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted
John
to.
Wick 3.
Or 3. So,
because that came out in June.
yes. So, I'm just excited that this is getting some more time in the theaters because I want to see if it actually does better.
And at Harkins, it is $5 only.
To see it.
Yeah, to see it. So even more of a reason.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a summer movie,
something to laugh with.
Extremely funny, really campy, but really good. I think it's still sitting at 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, and probably like an 8.7 on IMDb. So go check it out. Really good idea to see it. It's personally a couple of our favorite.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, and I've actually talked to a few of my friends that have actually seen it, and all of them loved it. So it's something that people usually like. They go see it. It doesn't get 97%.
For a reason.
Yeah. So.
And then last up, let's get into our movie review.
Yes.
I'm Rick Dalton. It's my pleasure, Mr. Schwartz.
Call me Marvin. Put it there. That your son?
No, it's my stunt double, Cliff Booth.
Last night we watched a Rick Dalton double feature. All the shooting.
What did we see this week?
We saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was a Quentin Tarantino film, his 9th film.
Yep.
And it definitely was a Quentin Tarantino film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost 3 hours long.
Yeah, 2:45, and I was not expecting that. I mean, I was expecting at least 2 hours.
We had some delay in our theater because the trailers weren't working.
And some old people stepped out because they couldn't wait 5 minutes.
It was really funny. But the guy next to us even said that's when we figured it out. He said, he was like, oh, I want to get this started because it's almost a 3-hour movie. And I was like, oh, shit, I did not realize it was a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
He was like, it's almost up there with Endgame. And I was like, whoa, okay.
That guy, he knew his movie news.
He did, yeah. It was actually nice to talk to somebody in the theater that actually
knew their stuff.
What was going on.
Uh-huh.
But this was a great movie.
Yeah, acting all around was awesome. Leonardo DiCaprio, of course, he's always good. Brad Pitt, always good, And two of them together, that was just great to see him.
Honestly, I didn't have one person that I didn't think
was bad.
Was bad.
No.
Timothy Olyphant was in it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought his part was great. A lot of like small cameos.
A lot of small cameos.
Like you didn't see at one point there was Vince Vaughn in it. There was quite a few.
There's supposed to be Luke Wilson in it somewhere.
Yeah, I couldn't find Luke Wilson. Sad.
But I love the set. Definitely felt like the 70s, 60s era.
The cars in the background were the biggest part of this.
Mm-hmm.
All the shots that had, there's a lot of shots that had street views, and all the cars were right on.
Not to mention like the props and stuff. Like
yes.
The beer was actually the old style beer where you had to pull the tab up.
And they're like thicker cans.
Yeah.
Cinematography, I will tell you, is just on point for this movie. It was
beautiful.
Well shot. I mean, there was a couple scenes that we talked about that we couldn't tell if it was just being artsy or if they actually cut it wrong and they just...
Yeah, that's one thing, like the editing on this, I would say, is the only flaw.
Yeah.
Well, not the only flaw, but one of the flaws.
Yeah.
Because there was a scene with Timothy Olyphant, right?
Yep.
He didn't have a hat on, and then all of a sudden he had his hat on.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a subtle, like they pan to somebody else.
No, it was just
it was like frame. It was a cut. Like it was like a cut that was like right there, and then all of a sudden he has his hat on. And it was just kind of like,
did he mean to do that, or
yeah?
Was it an accident?
But with these movies, that's the one thing I don't like about Quentin Tarantino movies being so long is it's so tough to see.
He puts all these little subtleties in it.
Yeah, and you can't tell if they're made for it or if they're just thrown in there because, like I said, they're being artsy, or if somebody just wasn't paying attention, or if that person, like, I'm sure that person has to watch that whole movie 15 times.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, when we edit ours, we probably watch it like 3 times through before it's finally finished editing, and there's still
some mistakes all the time, guys.
So, no one's perfect, but the ending, if you don't know what the story's about, it's basically about the Manson murders, and it's kind of seen,
but also not.
No, also not. But that's kind of like the main premise at the end of it, and it's kind of what they're leading up to.
Yes.
And it's considered an alternative version of it, like from another universe perspective, or a movie perspective, I guess. But the ending was by far worth sitting through this whole movie
for sure.
Because I definitely feel like we talked about the beginning of it was really good. I liked the beginning of it, but the middle kind of dragged on. And there was
just kind of like Hateful Eight dragged.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
The beginning was good, the middle was dragged, and then the end was good.
Exactly. So definitely that ending part was just so. It was such a payoff. It was such a payoff. Yeah, it was one of my favorite movies
thus far.
Well, not really like my favorite, but just one of those top ones that'll get on my list.
Yeah.
Because it's so good. So.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm trying to think what else we could say.
There was a lot of symbolism in it. A lot of things that, like, one thing I like about Quentin Tarantino movies is that they'll come
little things you have to check in the background.
Yeah, you see something and you go
Easter eggs, I guess.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even consider them Easter eggs. They're just stuff that he subtly puts in there, and if you don't pick up on it, you don't get it later on.
I know what I was gonna say. I like the transitions in this movie.
Yes.
It just like gradually, without like a hitch or a skip, it just transitions really perfectly. Usually with music is how he did the transitioning, but it's always between Cliff and what's the other guy's name? Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, and then also Margot Robbie's character. Those were the three main characters basically that would intertwine until the very end. That's when they finally meet up.
Yeah.
You know.
And the other thing I want to throw out there, just like you remembered, the drone shots in this.
Oh yeah,
were so beautiful. Just the different pannings that they would do. There was a scene at the beginning where Cliff, Brad Pitt's character, backs out of the garage or out of the parking spot, and does an awesome turn. Yeah,
that was dope.
And the biggest part that I liked about that was the shot of it. It was above on the top, and you can't. I mean, they probably have something that could do it that height, but I guarantee it, the way it was so smooth, it had to be a drone shot.
Yeah, I really liked that scene.
Yeah,
a lot.
So, and the coloring too in this movie was very very tame. It wasn't like a Marvel movie where it's like very dull. It wasn't
felt like
too
California.
Bright. You did.
I felt like I was in California.
Exactly.
With that color scheme.
So as you can tell, we wore our California shirts just for that. Not really, but it just works out that way sometimes.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was a great movie. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, if you like movies.
Been sitting through 3 hours of movies.
Kind of like, what was the other movie we were talking about recently that was long?
Endgame.
What was another movie we watched recently? Anyways.
Yeah.
Good movie. Definitely check it out. And that's going to do it for this week. We have a question.
What would you guys like to see for our 50th episode? We already have something special planned for you guys.
That's right. That's coming up.
I believe this is going to be 47 this week.
Yeah.
So got 3 more episodes to go. If you'd like to see something special, please let us know. If you even get to this part, comment something and we'll give you a high five or an exclusive peek on what we're going to be giving out. Because I want to see if people actually get this far. So if you get this far, please let us know what you would like to see and comment, and we'll give you a sneak preview on your page.
Also, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I am TJ Washuk,
and I am a good idea.
Love you, and good night.
This has been a Two Guys production.